Hi guys, welcome back to Daniel's project and welcome to the second part of this Managing Fatigue and Recover from Training series. If you haven't watched the introduction, so the first video, please watch this video before you watch this because it's an important element and helps you to understand the bigger picture of this whole series. You can find the link in the description box below. Now let's jump straight into the video and talk about naps and sleep. I've already talked about sleep a little in my morning and in my evening routine video. I guess, or for me, sleep is one of the most important parts in our everyday life. And this is also backed up by scientists and research. So I guess now we have to talk about the importance of sleep. As I mentioned it in the intro, sleep is very important and every one of us should pay more attention to their sleep, not just their sleep duration, but also to their sleep quality. In the resting phase during sleep, our body repairs itself by releasing growth hormone and forming new immune cells. The stimulation of our parasympathetic nervous system relaxes our muscles, so muscle tone is reduced and our heart rate and our blood pressure drops a lot. Too little or too poor sleep, on the other hand, carries risks that go way beyond fatigue and exhaustion. Permanently poor sleep makes us creeping sick. Blood pressure is constantly elevated, obesity is promoted, tumor growth is stimulated, and the risk of heart disease increases a lot. This means that poor sleep, in addition to immediately noticeable limitations such as fatigue, exhaustion, and nervousness, can also have some serious long-term negative health effects. But on the other hand, with sleep we have a free tool that tremendously can impact our basic mood, our health, our training, and also our recovery. It is a common misunderstanding in our society, and it seems to be cool and productive if 4, 5 or 6 hours of sleep every single night is enough. That's totally wrong. We need at least 8 hours of sleep on a regular basis. The author of the book Why We Sleep, Matthew Walker, has a nice example for this. Sleep is not like money, where you can go into debt and pay it back later. If you lost some hours of much needed sleep in the last nights, it's lost. You cannot get it back by just sleeping more in the upcoming nights. As I mentioned it before, sleep releases growth hormone much more than in a awake state. Growth hormone has 3 main effects on our body. It increases muscle growth, bone growth, and it accelerates fat metabolism. Furthermore, and I think this is also super important for our practice, our brain will improve skill memories also in the absence of any practice. So learning is therefore not taking place during your practice, but learning is taking place in the night afterwards. In my juggling video, I have a nice example for this. So instead of practicing juggling for 1 hour once per week, you should instead practice juggling 5 to 6 times per week, but just for 10 minutes. So practice does not make perfect. It's practice with a good night of sleep afterwards that leads to perfection. Also keep in mind that a good night of sleep also causes better days wake. So you're much more productive, you have higher energy levels, you can do more, you can train more, and then afterwards you can sleep better. That's a circle that reinforces itself. With that in mind, that means that a regular physical training or physical practice or training is not only maintaining a good level of fitness within ourselves, but also maintaining a good night of sleep. With this, we can easily kill 2 birds with 1 stone, and I think that's great. So in the last chapter, let's talk about how you can improve your sleep. So first, avoid any stimulating substances or limit them during the day. That means no alcohol, no caffeine, no drugs, no cigarettes, and no other substances like that. Second, try to sleep in a dark and cold and quiet bedroom if you can. Third, establish a regular bedtime. So for example, try to go to bed at 11 every single evening in the week. This is of course much more difficult on the weekends, but worth a try. As I mentioned it in the evening routine video, avoid any screens 30 to 45 minutes before you want to sleep. That means no TV, no laptop, no tablet, and no smartphone. If any thoughts are running through your mind, meditate or do any calm down practices like breathing to knock out any anxiety provoking thoughts. Number 6, view sunlight soon after waking up for 1 to 10 minutes if you can. I already mentioned this in my morning routine video. And number 7, avoid any bright overhead lights in the evening and during the night. So for example, if you need to go to the toilet during the night, try to go there or try to find the way to the toilet without switching on any lights. Because this video is called Naps and Sleep, I want to mention one more thing. If you can, try to nap after your training. This is a huge privilege if you have the freedom to do this in our society today. For me, it's quite hard to nap during the day and I cannot fall asleep so easily, but I know quite a few people who made really huge progress with napping after the training, especially after skill training. So here's a nice example. This guy is called Matthew Smith. He's an amazing guy. He has a one-arm handstand, and he learned the one-arm handstand in 2 years, I think. And he did it by studying for 25 minutes per day, then working on the one-arm handstands for 5 minutes, and then he was repeating the cycle for 2, 3, 4 times, then having a nap, and then doing the same cycle over and over again. So that's already it for the second part of this series. Thanks for watching, guys. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. Support me, like the video, share it with others, and see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.